While it's a little quiet up here, I want to make a quick video. Um, if it wasn't bad enough that a few weeks ago I drank a couple mouthfuls of the freaking train water where you wash your hands, it's fucked up my head. Um, but that's not. It didn't fuck up my head. That I mean, yeah, I thought I was just getting sick. Um, But I don't know what the fuck happened in the past couple of hours, but past couple of hours, I think I got bit by because there's been mosquitoes out. My whole freaking neck feels stiff, and freaking my head feels woozy, and like it's fucking crazy. It's like what it's freaking like it feels like there's all this pressure in the back of my head. Um, I'm not totally worried about it. I've dealt with fucking that type of shit before. Um, what's got me saying to myself like I gotta make this video is the not what I'm going into right this second, but I do want to get this out of the way too. So it has something to do with other things. But I wanted to show this to you too. Is that this? My entire leg. My entire leg is freaking. My entire leg is swollen. Like, I mean, this is swollen, swollen. Like, there's no. That's how bad my leg is. The bottom part of my leg is almost the same size as my upper thigh, and my upper thigh is swollen too. Like, this is all swollen right here. This is crazy. Um, that's how swollen from drinking that fucking water. You can't even. I mean, I don't know if the video is making great sense. I mean, great. It's all swollen down there. So, but the reason I was making this video in the first place is because some of the interesting shit that's going on. So they took my so after 2 months of me leaving that other place, I could feel the pressure up underneath my eyes, and I mean my hair makes it look worse, but just because it looks like shadowy. I really do think I got bit by a mosquito. Both my legs are like that, by the way. Um, so anyway, the point being is that so for the past 2 months they took my food stamps, right? I finally get my food stamps turned back on, and then this month all of a sudden my phone gets stolen. Right before the phone gets stolen, two interesting things I've already went into. One was overhearing the conversation the girl was having on her birthday across the platform from me, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I lost my earbuds," and literally like 4 hours later or so, a roundabout, I'm taking the train and I get an alert on my phone for a missing pair of earbuds, which seemingly was at a roundabout, a bar. Don't know what bar she was talking about, but that's interesting to me. That I even got the alert in the first place on my phone before losing it. That was like a day and a half before losing it, or a day before losing the actual phone itself. Then maybe 2 days. I don't care. The point being is that I had called up my card, that the money should have been on my card as of Tuesday, the 3rd, and it wasn't there. There was only $186. Since then, I've called up the SSI people a few different times, and I've gotten just about kind of two to three different ish storylines. Medicaid, Medicare premiums is why the money was taken out. And then the other thing that was told to me was that the money wasn't taken out at all. So as soon as I could, I went down to the office, talked to the guy behind the glass window about, what's going on. Could I get a printout, literally, of like the times and dates, the dates and times and how much you've paid me? Can I get that printout? He gave me a printout of like, my actual, what I should be getting and when I should have gotten it. I didn't even look at that because that's not really exactly what I fully asked for. I asked for a printout of dates and times of since I've gotten my money. So the point being is that, so he tells me at that window, he's like, oh, well, we took it out again for Medicaid premiums or Medicare premiums. And I'm like, didn't you make the same mistake like 3 months ago? And he's like, and he looks back in the computer, he's like, oh yeah, and then we paid you back. And I was like, oh yeah, but then all of a sudden 3 months later comes along and again, at the fucking weirdest time, like all of a sudden again, it happens again. Like, you don't find that a little fucking weird, He's like, yeah. He's like, next. It's like, fucking wow, man. Oh man, I feel so fucked up right now. So either way, so then freaking there's all this stuff going on. There's all this other stuff going on. But I'll make a video in a few minutes because somebody else came around, so I'm not gonna go into all that. I do find it interesting though about how this happens, and it was when I had the person on the phone right before going down to the office. That's important because of the way that the person that approached me while I was on the phone with the woman trying to figure out what was going on. The person gets up in my face. He's like, where's the bus stop? Where's the bus stop? And freaking, then he's like, and I'm telling him where the bus stop was. And then he's like, I'll kill you. And I was like, wow, that's so crazy, bro. It's like, yo, seriously, I'm on the phone. So then the woman hung up the phone. My friend was on the phone with me too when that happened. We were both calling that place at that point. So the bottom line is that wow, I definitely got a mosquito bite. That's fucking my head up right now. But my whole neck is stiff. My whole fucking neck is stiff. My whole neck right up in the back of my head. It feels like there's nothing but pressure up in the back of my skull. And it feels like it feels like one of those cold fevers, like I got a fever, but I'm not running a fever. Yeah, so that goes into the day that I was calling. I'm pretty freaking sure when that guy approached me about the bus stop, something other crazy takes place on that same exact day with Young Thug, right? His entire crew goes to jail for racketeering. Or so. And I remember when I looked up Young Thug, I'm like, oh, look at that. There's that magical picture of him putting his freaking middle finger near my daughter's mouth like she's a fucking joke. And, I'm saying to myself, it's like, I look up Young Thug, and I look up a little bit of the freaking, supposedly beef going on between one guy and the other guy and all this other shit. But I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, it's like, looking through a few things, it's like I come across like, a few of the rappers he put on, and it's like one of the rappers being called Yak Gotti, right? Now it's interesting that he puts this guy named Yak Gotti on in the rap industry, right? And one of the first songs when I look up Yak Gotti, right? Oh man, he's rapping with a dude named Keed, right? Little Keed. Now today or yesterday, Little Keed was murdered, right? Now that's really fucking interesting too, because when I look up Yak Gotti and I say, wow, the other rapper that he does a song with, like, and I'm pretty sure like it's like first song because I typed in first song, but maybe it wasn't his first song, but first song or so that he gets on with is with this guy named Little Keed. Little Keed's dead today. They were in jail a few days back, but on the same day that they go to jail, I got some dude coming up to me while I'm on the phone, and that dude is going off, like he's like, where's the bus stop, and I'm like, yo bro, the bus stop is around the fucking corner, bro, and I'm on an important phone call, so could you please take yourself that way. Bottom line is, and he's like, oh, I'll kill you. I was like, bro, I'm like, yo, I am not in the fucking mood for this shit. Another interesting thing was Young Thug's last name being Williams. Like my friend Charlie from videos past. And, I don't know what else to say. And then not to mention that my caseworker's name is Williams at the fucking DSS. And that's not even half as fucking bad as every other fucking thing that's fucked up. Because, in other words, every single fucking time that something goes down, that I have to fucking go and figure out what's actually went down with my money and all this other shit, I trigger a fraud report. Every time I trigger a fraud report, another fucking, and this was told to me by Gerald Schur before he passed away 8 years ago. Fucking, he said, he's like, if you ever have to do a fraud report, you have to call us first, which I completely forgot about. So every time that I've triggered a fraud report, or a fraud report's been triggered without my knowledge, or even with my semi-knowledge or partial knowledge or whatever the fuck it is, they have to assign part of the other side of the desk. And this is something I needed to know back course of the IP address, is that it triggers the investigation. The investigation includes the fucking social security number somewhat being changed, not mine personally. I do not get this number. I do not get my hands on this number. But there is a number assigned. And then on top of that, I'm thinking because of the digital age, there's also another IP address. So now I'm saying, because that's only theory at that point in my head. I only remember that they assign another social security number, which then therefore freaking would be linked somehow for a short period of time to my social security number, which I'm thinking was giving them access to my fucking basically weaponized IP address. So the bottom line is that every time that this happens and then I trigger that report, that investigation goes down, and that's a part of the investigation. I don't get those numbers. That would be on that side of the thing. But I'm also thinking that somehow, some way, it also has something to do with a possible temporary, similar to social security number, would be an IP address, which then on top of that, I don't know how that would play into everything, and my head is throbbing right now from whatever the fuck bit me. It is so feeling swollen in the back of my neck. So I just find it interesting that every single fucking time, and now the guy at the window at SSI was telling me I have to go down to DSS and talk to them about where my money is and blah 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 blah, which in all thought is, wow, that's so interesting, because my worker's name was Williams, and it's just interesting that Young Thug's name is Williams, and Charlie's name was Williams, and all this shit goes down all within a week, the same week or so that all my money gets, or a week after all my money gets fucked up, and all the phone calls that I've already made that freaking, I'm saying to myself, like, wow, man. So I find all that very, very fucking intriguing, due to the fact that, oh God, my head is throbbing right now. So, but then of course I'm supposed to be protected, guys, but I'm not. So I'm just hanging out, just waiting to be fucking shot dead by some fucking random ass gangsters. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yay, random ass gangsters, woohoo, fucking, you know what I'm saying? If I had a little flag, I'd celebrate. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that was important. Other than my fucking head throbbing like crazy. So other than my head throbbing right now. Oh man. Oh, fuck. There was something else that was weird that took place over the past week. I found to be weird. It's like I was chatting with a friend, and in the middle of that conversation, a person had started to chat in, and to like a separate conversation, but still started sending me messages of text, or an old friend. Actually, they went through a fucking tree line, horrible story, lost their fucking memory and everything else. Fucking point being is that they're not really. The point being is that the minute they sent me a text, all of a sudden, the conversation I was having with what I'm pretty sure was an old friend, that conversation went from that date and time to, like, there was no more conversation. Like, the conversation was still there, but that conversation was saying it happened yesterday. And I was like, whoa, I mean, like, this is like literally within me finishing up the last type, which was only like 2 or 3 lines. The whole conversation was only like 2 lines or from them and 2 lines from me, or 2 lines from them and like 3 lines from me. And that conversation was only 5 minutes long. And because the minute that conversation was happening, I get this other text message, and from that point on, I don't get any more back from the other person. Plus, it seems like that was completely, like, almost like shut down. And the conversation, or in the log, it said that although, like, and I wanted to get this on camera, but the time and date went from, like, 5 minutes ago to, like, this conversation happened yesterday. I was like, oh, and now that conversation is not even there. Not even my part of the conversation is there. Like, the whole conversation is gone. So that's interesting. And all, wow, man. I never even wrote the other person back. They just kept sending me message after message. I said, fuck this shit. I'm like, it blocked me then. It didn't fucking block me. My fucking head hurts so bad right now. So I'm thinking, I'm just like, whatever the fuck is going on, like, I'm thinking, whatever the fucking case is, it's like, I don't like the fact that The dude took a picture that looked pretty fucking disrespectful, like towards me personally, because my daughter was going like this, and he's got his fucking middle finger over the fucking top of her face like this, and fucking, it's like, yo, dude, whatever, bro. And now that guy and like 28 of his fucking crew members are fucking locked up for racketeering. Meanwhile, at the same exact fucking time, this shit's going down in my life, and I'm looking at the names and everything else, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, holy shit. And I'm thinking at the same time, I'm like, that's why I'm saying, it's like it clicked in my head immediately right after that dude came up to me and was like, where's the bus stop, where's the bus stop, and all this other shit. And it clicked right then and there, like, dude, after telling this dude to go up and around the fucking corner to the bus stop, and everything calmed down a few seconds, and I get another person on the phone an hour later, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, wow, bro. I'm like thinking in my head, like, if I trigger a fraud report, that's going to trigger this, which is also possibly going to trigger this, and therefore that's fucking exactly what the fuck is being. And that's why I'm saying, you know, it's funny that when I looked at, like I said, like, the whole situation is interesting to me, but when I think to myself, like, are they dissing me, or are they trying to fucking, it's like, to me, it's more of a fucking diss, but, you know, it's like, whatever, man, you know, because I can't get in touch with anybody, you know, I can't get in touch with fucking anybody, so I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I do know that, you know, and then I look up at the fucking, and then I'm looking at this one video trying to understand beef between this guy, Young Thug, and this other dude, YFN, Lucci, something like that, and I'm thinking in my head, like, yeah, that's just all fucking. But then as like I'm watching this video, it's like going into like a couple of the different crew members and shit. I'm like, oh, look at that. That's so interesting that the one guy's name is Yak Gotti, right? And how fucking interesting is it that this dude does his like first song, or at least that's what pulled up, with this dude named Keed. So if you like, it's like, yo, Yak Keed. Wow, man. Wow, man. Wow, man. You know? And unfortunately, little Keed, I don't think he got shot, actually. He just ended up, supposedly, he's dead as of today. That was reported 24 hours ago. So to me, it's interesting that all of a sudden, this guy who does a song with this guy, who's now arrested with the other guy, who seemingly disrespected kind of my daughter, who also looks a whole lot like another person who is freaking, and I'm just like, wow, bro, like, wow, man. My head is fucking, I have had, right this second, I have had enough. I need to get to possibly a fucking emergency room. Talk. My fucking holy shit. See, before I would even go there, I would love to fucking get like a fucking small drug test, and just give myself a small drug test before I go to any emergency room, to be like, hey, look, this is what fucking is going on with my leg. I drank some water a fucking few weeks ago. This has been fucking swelled for a month. And personally, I think a fucking stupid mosquito bit me, because now all of a sudden I got this fucking crazy fucking headache. My neck's all stiff, like it's all fucking stiff up into the back part of my head, and I feel woozy-ish. Not on point. But that's how it was when I drank the fucking water too. But still in all, like, you know, it's just, you know, I've taken cigarettes off of people. You know, I've asked people for cigarettes because I have no fucking money at this point, and it's like, wow, dude, it's like, wow, how easy is it to just keep shitting on a fucking person that has absolutely no way to fucking defend their goddamn self? And, you know, then that's why I'm saying this is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. You know, I got a fucking cigar left to my name right this second that I'm like, wow, bro, it's like, the past 3 cigars haven't made the headache go away. It's like, yo, dude, it's like, I don't even want to fucking smoke this. And, but so I made this video because all that shit's pretty fucking important. Yeah, there's definitely something, like, they're, like, it feels like they're trying to pull something. That's why I'm saying, it's like, oh, this dude, he gets arrested for racketeering. His name is Williams. Oh, my caseworker's name is Williams. My money goes missing. I would be fucking triggering a fucking fraud report because obviously I'm desperate for fucking money when I shouldn't even be fucking close to desperate for fucking money, right? Which would then trigger a fucking another fucking, because, you know, unless I am who I am, you wouldn't even fucking know this shit. Then you would be fucking, it would trigger fucking, because Gerald Schur told me that fucking 28 fucking years ago, or 26, 7 years ago. Holy shit, my fucking head's killing me. That's why I'm saying, it's like, this is such bullshit. And it's like, I don't even want to fucking, dude. And then on top of that, I'm running around with a fucking, still, I'm not even backing down on the fact that this thing is a fucking, at least a fucking $2 million diamond, fucking rough diamond. It's like, so I'm running around with a fucking blood diamond. Wow, bro. In the shape of a skull that weighs 666. Oh my God, you can't fucking make this shit up, man. I can't make this shit up. I'm not making this shit up. Oh my God, this is so fucking crazy. Oh my God. And then just to think, like, the day that, I'm pretty sure, like, the day of this all breaking where these guys get arrested, fucking, I'm on the phone with the fucking lady, and fucking, I'm on the phone with the fucking lady, and she's sitting there telling me, she's telling me to calm down, that I shouldn't use inappropriate language, why somebody's threatening my life. I'm like, wow, bro. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. There's a dude standing here, miss. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have no control over what this guy is doing. And she hangs up the fucking phone. I'm like, wow, bro. I'm like, it's not my fault. Please don't hang up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this guy has got some weird fucking problem, and she hangs up the fucking phone, bro. I was like, wow, dude, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. And that, I'm pretty sure that was the same day that those guys got all fucking arrested. And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm done with this shit, bro. Weed is legal, and I don't even fucking smoke weed. And trust me, I want to smoke weed. I want to smoke weed and go drink some fucking good, decent liquor that fucking isn't gonna give me a hangover on a fucking beach chair, fucking somewhere in a fucking very small fucking island. Fuck this shit. My fucking cabana monkeys and shit. Fucking, yo, man, make me a drink, little mijo. You know what I'm saying? And fucking, that's it, bro. You know, I have had enough of this shit, man. Sorry, here, you want the crazy effect? Do you want the, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, man. It's like, yo, man, you gotta hit. No. Fucking, my head is throbbing right now. Fuck, man. Holy shit. My head is throbbing right now.